When an 8-year-old girl was asked to solve a difficult math equation, she surprised everyone in the room by coming up with the correct answer almost instantly. She had impressed her teacher, who gave her the question. But now, it's time for her to face off against 3 of the smartest men in the world. 3 very smart math professors at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Can she beat them? How did she get the right answer so fast? Let's find out. The year is 2013, and the occasion was the International Mathematical Olympiad, held annually by the International Mathematical Union. This event attracts the brightest young minds from all over the world. Children who are exceptional at mathematics and have the potential to become great mathematicians one day. But they don't just sit around talking about numbers. Instead, they re-challenge with complex equations and problems that force them to think outside the box and come up with creative solutions. And this particular year, there was one problem that stumped the best of them. Before we get into the details, let's take a look at the problem itself. It looks like something straight out of a science fiction movie. At first glance, it may seem impossible to decipher, but once you break it down, you realize that it's really just a complicated way of asking what the sum of all positive integers is divided by the sum of their squares. And while that doesn't sound too hard, there's a catch. You can't use a calculator or computer, which means you have to do everything in your head. Now, most people would probably take a stab at this and then get stuck. But not these guys. They took one look at the problem and got to work. The first person to figure out the answer was Professor Terence Dow, a renowned mathematician and professor at UCLA. He solved it in just 2 hours. Next came Professor Jordan Ellenberg, also a renowned mathematician and professor at the University of Wisconsin. He took a little longer, 4 hours to be exact, but still managed to get the right answer. Then there was Professor Igor Rivin, another brilliant mathematician and professor at Northwestern University. He was the last of the 3 to solve the problem, taking 6 hours to come up with the solution. Now, here's where things get interesting. While all 3 professors were busy trying to crack the code, a young girl named Kate, just 8 years old, strolled into the room and took one look at the problem and blurted out the answer. 1/7. Everyone was stunned. Not only had she figured it out, but she'd done it in less than a minute. How on earth did she do it? After some investigation, it turned out that Kate wasn't just some random kid who happened to stumble into the room. She was actually one of the participants in the competition, and she had prepared for this event by reading up on similar problems beforehand. So she was familiar with the type of thinking required to solve this kind of puzzle. But that still doesn't explain how she managed to get the right answer so quickly. As it turns out, Kate used a very unconventional method to solve the problem. She didn't use the same techniques as the professors, but instead came up with her own unique solution. Her approach was both surprising and impressive. The professors couldn't help but be amazed by her ability to think outside the box and come up with such an innovative solution. But it wasn't just Kate's problem-solving skills that impressed them. Her confidence and composure in the face of such a daunting challenge were equally remarkable. Despite being just 8 years old, she didn't seem to be intimidated by the pressure of solving an almost impossible problem. She simply took a deep breath, focused on the task at hand, and came up with a solution. In fact, Kate's performance on that day was so impressive that she won the gold medal at the competition. She was the youngest contestant to do so, and her innovative solution to the problem earned her widespread recognition in the mathematical community. So what exactly was Kate's solution, and how did she manage to come up with such an answer? Well, it all started when she was trying to understand the problem. At first glance, it looked like a long and complicated equation that would take a lot of time and effort to solve. But Kate took a different approach. She looked beyond the numbers and symbols and tried to understand the underlying concept. Once she had a good grasp of the problem, she started to brainstorm possible solutions. She thought about different ways to manipulate the equation and break it down into smaller parts. And then it hit her. She could use a technique called modular arithmetic to solve the problem. Modular arithmetic is a branch of mathematics that deals with remainders. In this case, Kate was able to use modular arithmetic to simplify the problem and eventually arrive at the answer of 1/7. But it wasn't easy. It took Kate a lot of concentration and focus to work through the problem step by step. She had to make sure that each of her calculations was accurate and that she was on the right track. But she didn't give up. Instead, she kept going until she reached the solution. And when she finally blurted out the answer of 1/7, there was a stunned silence in the room. No one could believe that an 8-year-old girl had just solved a problem that had stumped some of the smartest mathematicians in the world. After some verification, it became clear that Kate was right. She had solved the problem correctly, and she had done it in a way that surprised and impressed everyone. The professors were amazed by her ability to think outside the box and come up with a solution that they hadn't even considered. They congratulated her on her achievement and praised her for her ingenuity and hard work. From that day forward, Kate became a bit of a celebrity in the mathematical world. Her story was widely publicized, and she was invited to give talks and interviews about her experience. She became an inspiration to young mathematicians everywhere, showing them that age is just a number and that with hard work and determination, anyone can achieve their goals. But Kate didn't let the fame and attention get to her head. She remained humble and grounded, always remembering that it was her love of learning and dedication to understanding the world around her that had led to her success. In the years since the International Mathematical Olympiad, Kate has continued to excel in mathematics. She's gone on to win numerous awards and scholarships, and is currently pursuing a degree in mathematics at a prestigious university. Her professors and mentors are confident that she has a bright future ahead of her, and that she will continue to make groundbreaking discoveries in the world of mathematics. But Kate hasn't forgotten about the importance of giving back. She regularly volunteers to teach math to underprivileged children and encourages other young girls to pursue their interests in STEM fields. She knows firsthand the transformative power of education and is committed to helping others unlock their potential. Overall, Kate's story is an inspiring example of what can be achieved with hard work, dedication, and a love of learning. She is a true role model for young people everywhere and a shining example of the limitless potential of the human mind. For more videos of amazing kids, watch this next video. If you want to keep watching, click the link on screen now. Thanks for watching.